Hey, welcome back, guys. I'm glad that everybody liked the last video that I had about cooking spare ribs. So we were talking about maybe starting a YouTube channel, don't know. And our kind of idea for that was just to go to the store and find something, just because like I went to Walmart today and the beef aisle was there was ground beef, and I wanted to get a ribeye steak. I wanted to show you how I cook my ribeye steak because it's really good. And that is going to come in the future, I promise. But literally the only thing that they had was this bottom round, beef bottom round steak. It's sliced very thin. So I thought, well, I guess I'm going to get that and I'm going to make a stir fry. And so this is going to be a quick and easy stir fry that anybody can make. And like I said, the whole point of starting this channel is I'd like to take anything that you can put in the comments. If there's anything you've seen at the store that you would like me to make, I will try to make it. So put it in the comments and we'll see what we can do. So a stir fry is a quick and easy way to make a meal, and it can be so many things. But basically all you really need for a stir fry is, obviously you need your ingredients. Usually there's some sort of vegetable. A lot of times there's a protein. In this case, it's the bottom round steak that we have. Also, I just bought this from Walmart, the bottom round steak. I'm gonna cut it up into strips. Other than that, I use stuff that I had in my refrigerator. So I had some broccoli. We're gonna cook that. I've got some garlic that I had on the countertop, and we have these baby carrots that I'm just gonna chop up, and we're gonna cook those and add those to our stir fry as well. One of the other most important things with a stir fry is your oil. You do not want to use an oil with a low smoke point. You want an oil that can handle high heat, because stir fries, they need to be hot. They need to be cooked pretty hot. So I have here some peanut oil. Peanut oil has a smoke point in around 400 degrees, so that's plenty high enough for what we're gonna do. Also, just to add some flavoring, I always like to add some sesame oil to my stir fries. Now, this stuff goes a long way. You do not need to add a lot of this. It can get overpowering really fast, but it definitely helps give you a little bit more of an authentic taste, I guess, maybe. So yeah, we've got broccoli, we have garlic, we have some carrots, and we have our protein, which is our thin sliced bottom round steak. So we're gonna get all this stuff prepped and we'll start cooking. So we have everything set, ready to go. I chopped up all of the broccoli and the carrot and some garlic, and we have our beef over here. So this is a super simple stir fry, super easy to make, and it's gonna be super yummy. A couple other things that I'm gonna put in at the very end. I've got some gochujang. It's a Korean chili sauce, really good stuff. I get this from our local Kroger store. That's the only place that I found it around here, but you could find it if you have a Kroger around, or if you can get it online, I'm sure you can. Also, like I said, the sesame oil, that's gonna add some flavor. Also, something I really like, this is a sambal. It says it's a ground fresh chili paste. And it's just, it adds a lot of spice, a lot of body to whatever you're cooking. And then also, of course, some soy sauce that I'll put in at the very end as well. So really, this is super simple. And like I said, I'm not a chef, I'm not a professional cook. I'm just showing you guys how I would make something quick to eat. I've seen a lot of people posting on Facebook, you know, what are some good recipe ideas? Just because everybody's stuck at home right now. So first thing, we got a really hot pan. You can even see it smoking a little bit. That's exactly what I want. So I'm gonna throw in all of my onion and carrot. And we'll start moving that around. That is exactly what we want. A stir fry is supposed to be very hot. Now, if I had a wok, I would be using that for sure. Woks are awesome, but I don't have one, so I'm using the next best thing, a big cast iron pan. In my opinion, you can do so many things with cast iron. It's awesome. So the main thing is you want to keep things moving when you have a really hot pan. Really keep things moving around. If you let this stuff sit in one spot too long, you're going to start burning. Now, a little burnt flavor is good, But a lot of burnt flavor is just, that's bad. I'm gonna go ahead, it's never too early to add some seasoning, so I'm gonna drop some salt in there, some kosher salt, and some grinds of black pepper. And we're just gonna keep this moving. Like I see, I've got my peanut oil on standby. So if you always need to add a little more, there's nothing wrong with that. If you got a nice hot pan, you can just add a little more oil right to it. But we are looking good right now. I'm just gonna keep these cooking and cook these down for a few minutes, and we'll see how they look really soon. Okay, so here we are. It's been 5 minutes. We gotta keep this moving. And as you see, this pan is really hot. We're getting some good color on our carrots and on our broccoli. Now, one thing that's awesome about cast iron pans is once they get hot, they stay hot. So if you run into where your pan is overheated, all you gotta do is move it off the burner. It's fine, it's gonna hold a lot of heat for a long time. You can keep moving. This looks good, but if you get to a point to where you crank your heat up really high, this thing starts smoking, just move it off the heat. That's all you gotta do. So then we're gonna move it back on here. We're about ready, I think, to put in our meat. We'll do that. Okay, so it's about time to add our meat. One thing I'm gonna do is, at this point, I'm gonna add just a little bit of this sesame oil. Like I said, a little goes a long way. That's gonna add a lot of flavor. I'm also gonna use, this is a spice that I had in my spice rack. This is called Sashimi Togarashi. I get this at the local Kroger. It's a really awesome Asian spice mix. It's kind of got a bitter spiciness to it, but I love adding that to stir fries. Really good. So now, what I like to do at this point, instead of using two different pans, I like to move all my vegetables. The vegetables are done. I like moving these over to one side. And you see I haven't used my garlic yet either. When you're cooking with really high heat, doing a stir fry like this, garlic is not something you want to add right away. It's going to burn. And when garlic burns, it gets bitter. So we're saving the garlic until the very end. But now, I'm going to add just a little bit more peanut oil over to this side of the pan. A little more, there we go. I'm going to add a tiny bit of sesame oil. And now that these vegetables are mostly done, I'm moving, the vegetables are off of the heating element right now. Right now, just this half of the pan is on the heating element. So I'm going to crank the heat back up again. And we're going to go in with our meat. And I want the meat to cook fast. So that's the whole point. I'm going to kind of separate it. Keep it moving. Like thin shaved beef, it cooks fast. We're just going to keep this moving. Looking good. Looking good. Our pan nice and hot. Like I said, the total elapsed time at this point is right about 10 minutes. So if you're wanting a quick meal, a stir fry, you can't go wrong. You really can't go wrong. Here we go. That beef is just about done. Back off on the heat a little bit now. So now at this point, I'm just going to mix everything in. That's looking like a stir fry. Like I said, at this point, it's just keeping everything moving. Keeping everything moving. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to come in, we're going to add our garlic. We're going to stir that around just until we can really smell it. You know, you see a lot of recipes say just cook garlic until it's fragrant. That is the truth. As soon as you smell it, it's pretty much good to go. You just want to keep this moving. All right, I smell it. So at this point, I'm taking this off the heat. This pan is hot. I'm going to add some soy sauce. We'll turn our heat off. I'm going to add a little bit of this sambal. And I'm going to aad a little bit of this gochujang. There we go. We're gonna stir all this in. And that's looking good. This is gonna give you a nice little spicy beef and broccoli, carrot and garlic stir fry. Good stuff. And here we go. Into the bowl. Perfect. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. We have literally, okay, moment of truth. You hear my Chihuahua Herbie. Like I said last video, if there's food in the kitchen, he's not getting it. He's upset, but bless your heart, Herbs. I will share with you, I promise. So let's try this out. That is really good. Carrots and a broccoli are done. This I think, I looked at the clock, this was 11 minutes to make this meal. This is a meal big enough for 2 people, but I got a big belly and I'm gonna eat it all myself, but just the gochujang and the sambal really come out. It's a nice heat. It's not like it's not a ridiculous amount of heat, but this is really, really good. I need to stop eating so I can talk. I'm a pretty good cook sometimes. That's really good. And like, so this beef bottom round, that was not my first choice of meat going to the store today. And it's not my first choice of beef to cook with usually, but I saw it was already cut thin. I saw it, I was like, well, can't make a ribeye. I really wanted a ribeye, but I'm gonna make stir fry. So this is really good. And I mean, minimal ingredients. I mean, really the main ingredients, you have some beef, and you can use chicken, shrimp, I mean, whatever. You don't have to use meat at all. You can use tofu, just make you a vegetable stir fry. It's a canvas that you can paint with whatever you want to paint. And yeah, just carrots and broccoli, a little bit of garlic, some soy sauce in there too. It's so good. So yeah, like I said, if you guys want to comment, if there's something that you have been to the store and you are looking for food and maybe the meat department is looking a little bare or anything, but you see something and you're like, you know, I could get that, but I'm not sure what to do with it. Comment, let me know. And if it's something that I think I can work with, you know, it'll be a learning experience for me too. And I'll make a video about it, and I'll even mention your name. So there we go. Look for our YouTube channel coming very soon. I will let everybody know when that happens. But yeah, in the meantime, this is Average Joe making some, you know, maybe a little above average food if I'm gonna pat myself on the back a little bit. So we'll talk to you later.